Hello, hello. Welcome to my space. I hope you are doing well, that your weekend is starting well. So as you can see, the cards are already open because I started and I needed to stop the reading. So, the card that we have consequences, no more running, the karma is catching up and someone's being held accountable. It feels here that this is truly the energy right now. In the seventh position, we have big break. A major moment is brewing. This could be the launch, the offer, or the shout out that changes everything. So, considering the consequences, considering what we know that the collective is going through, it seems like there is no doubt anymore about the fact that someone has backstabbed you. Status symbol here in the 8th position. Someone's chasing symbols instead of substance and wondering why it feels empty. We saw that you might have dealt with someone who might have listened to other people. It was all about appearances. We saw the Queen of Pentacles in reverse over and over again. Someone living behind a mask. We saw all of that, right? So this person here who is dealing with the consequences of their actions, we have the double life here in the 2nd position. So somebody was pretending to be somebody that they are not. Kind of seems like people are understanding that they are disconnected from reality totally. They may be lost between those two worlds. And when I'm saying two worlds, we might have truly someone who is hiding a whole part of their life, third party, being someone in the closet. It might also be, for example, living behind a mask, pretending to be one person and being a totally different person. With this fantasy world, it seems like this person lost themselves in this dual personality, head in the clouds, heart chasing fairy tales. The truth is getting lost in all the sparkle. Once again, talking about appearances. So what feels to me here, it is that we are dealing with someone who is all about appearances. We have the spilled tea here. Are we surprised? We know that this person has not only backstabbed you, but afterwards they have also badmouthed you, make up lies about you, tell stories about you that were absolutely not true. So it's like backstabbing on backstabbing, and then all the people believing them this is another backstabbing. So they use the gossip in order to try to control the situation here, like they are trying to control their double life. Talking here about someone who tries so much to be in control of the reality that in fact they are totally delusional. And so they pretend now that they are misunderstood, but they don't understand themselves even because they are lost between those two masks. Real receipts, the screenshots were saved and the messages were archived. The evidence is airtight and ready to blow things up. Consequences, real receipt, and big break. So the big break feels to me here that they are truly, the exposure is totally here. We talked about the fact that I was feeling that the exposure was happening in drops, in layers. And I explained to you in one of the readings that I felt that it was not a bad thing, that it was happening this way, because at the end of the day, it was just revealing more and more in the group of people, in the community, in the family, whatever situation you were dealing with, that at the end of the day, it was just revealing more and more how people truly are, right? So it was important that it happened like this. So yes, you might have felt that there is a lot of things that are unfair for a long time. But at the end of the day, it's important, because when I said, when you are dealing with such a huge situation, right? Everybody believing lies about you, everybody turning their back on you, everybody backstabbing you, everybody talking about you and making up lies about you, when you are already dealing with a difficult situation, and then everybody is turning on you. I think that those things happen, and there is some kind of the whole community needs to awaken. There is something there that is bigger than you, if you understand what I mean, right? A lot of people need to awaken to a lot of things. We are in a year one, which is about the seed, the individuality. We are also at the end of the year of the snake, getting into the year of the horse, totally different energy. The snake is also talking about awareness. In order for things to change, people need first to turn the mirror towards themselves. They need to gain some kind of awareness. And so I truly feel that those layers are very, very important. And I feel that they might even realize how they were blinded by appearances. Let me tell you something else that is coming to my mind right now. We know that there is a lot of fake, deep fake, AI, all those kind of things. We cannot trust anymore what we see. We know that we can make up a whole story, create fake proofs. We know that. What needs to happen now, it is for people to start to trust their intuition. As the truth, as it is revealed, is not truth, or we don't know if it is or not, the only thing that can now protect the truth, it is people being able to truly look at things from a higher perspective. We also see it in all kinds of political situations that are happening. How some people are using the social media in order to make up huge stories made up of lies, directing things in a certain light, and that people, because of the algorithm, they only see one reality and they totally misunderstand the story. And we are talking about huge things, huge situations. So it is so important for people to be able to understand when they are truly misled. They need to be able to listen to their intuition, to have a bird's eye view of a situation, right? And I feel that maybe you might have felt that. I know that when I was in the situation where people were believing lies about me, people that knew me since years, what was happening inside of me, it is like, how do you not see that it doesn't fit my character? You know me since so much time, so how don't you understand that this doesn't fit my character? How can you take a story when you have a whole story about me? A whole story. Years. When you needed an advice, you were turning to me because you knew that I had the ability to see things very, very clearly. That I have no bias, that I truly come from a clean place. And suddenly somebody is painting me in a light that just doesn't make any sense, because there is nothing in what they are saying that align with what you know about me, and you are eating up those lies. Like, where is the bird's view, right? And I feel here that many people of the collective have gone through those kind of situation because it is time for people to understand that they need to be able to differentiate what is true and what is not true. And this might be a lesson for many, many people. that were blinded, that they were just looking at appearances, looking at one story and rolling with it, when they had a whole book, a whole book, and the story doesn't fit. And yet the story is put on the book, and then suddenly the story doesn't exist anymore. All that exists is the book, right? So I feel here that this is what is going on now. I see you in the comments wanting to have other things, like other readings. I ordered different decks, maybe hoping that we would have something else. But at the end of the day, if this is what is coming up, I'm not a fortune teller, right? I am a healer. I can sense the energy. This is what I can do. I also have an understanding of the human psyche, so I can also project what will happen, but it all comes from a real energy, a real story that is here, right? So we are getting this because this is the energy right now. And we participated into that in some kind of... We participated. No, it's not the right way to say it. We were part of this. All of this is, in fact, related somehow to us. The truth is revealed to us. So this might be why it is coming up, because a lot of people are into our energy. A lot of people are talking about us. So yes, now it is turning to the person that might have make up the lies and all the stories, and it might be more than a person. It might be a few people together. And so the attention is going there, but it is still related to us. So it kind of feels normal to me that we are getting all of this, right? Let's hope that in 2-3 weeks, when we are getting out of the energy of the snake and getting into the energy of the horse, that maybe there will be some kind of difference, but we will still be in a year one, right? But I would love to talk to you about your year one. But this is what there is in the energy. And this might also tell me that, in fact, you might still be somehow healing from that. You are not totally detached of that. And I'm not saying this in a pejorative way. I'm not saying that you are not doing what you are supposed to do. You absolutely are. This is not a question. It is just that it is still present, and it is present because there are a lot of people talking about you right now, right? So the big break, I love to see that. I love to see that because I feel truly that people need to awaken to the reality, awaken how they eat up lies, how they are easy to be influenced, how they need to learn to see things from a very, very different perspective. This is what I feel that there is here. With the real receipts, it is very important because, as said, some people don't want to awaken. It is too painful. They don't want it. They want to protect themselves. The reality is that once you awaken, you accept a new reality, you have to act accordingly. And some people don't want to change their behavior. They don't want to cut out some people. They don't want to reevaluate themselves. So they have a resistance towards this truth that is there. So having the real receipts and in the last position, which is the outcome and the integration, it is very important because this means that people won't be able to avoid the truth. They will have to accept the truth. And the truth seems to me that they might be judging people from a very, very wrong way. Maybe awakening to their own projections, maybe realizing that the way that they put value on something is totally effed up. Makes no sense. You know? Chasing symbols instead of substance. At the end of the day, If you are chasing symbols and not substance when you are dealing with good people, you don't even realize it. And there is no other value, bigger value than a good person. The rest, everything can be bought. And if you cannot buy it, you can buy it. You can buy a fake. And for the status symbol, it will still do the job, right? But having someone that you can trust, someone that has this human quality, this is totally different. It is not something that you can buy in the shop, right? Okay, so with the misunderstood, right? There is here the thing about this person that might say that they misunderstood. Some people trying to say to themselves that they misunderstood a situation, which they might totally have, right? Because they were lied to. It doesn't take out of their responsibility. And their responsibility, it is not to just listen to someone and roll with the story. Because here we know we have the backstab. We know that it was not just people believing a lie. It went very far, right? We are talking here about flying monkeys. We are talking about a smear campaign. We are talking about people stepping on someone that is already going through a very, very difficult situation. People that you should have counted on that you couldn't. And that may be even worse, right? So, let's see. Let's get deeper into that. Let's get a little bit more information about all of this. Right, because I cleaned my space and so this deck was closed. I want it open. Okay, just a reminder, this is a collective read, which means that it is a group reading, which means that it might be for you, it might be partly for you, and it might not be for you. So please, take what resonates, leave the rest. Don't take on yourself a story that is not yours. Please, you are already supposed to be aware of what I'm talking. I'm just here in order to give you a little bit more insights, information, confirmation, all those kind of things, right? If I am talking about masculines or feminines, I am not especially talking about the gender. I'm talking about the energy from where someone is operating. So apply it however it applies to your story. And this can be past, present, or future. So, let's see. Tell me more here. What should the collective be aware of in this situation? Magician. This is beautiful. This is beautiful. We had a big break here. I feel that there is here something about a total switch of energy. The wheel is totally turning. So people that were attacking you now, not only they don't want to attack you anymore, but goes further than that, right? Even though you might not care about none of that, right? You might be concentrated on yourself, on your life, cleansing all of that, healing of all of that, trying to put it all behind, open to new energy, new people, maybe new work, all those kind of things here. We have the Magician here. This is card number 1. This is talking about the awakening, right? So I was talking here about the fact that people might awaken now to something that they might not have seen before. I don't know if you know, but the tarot, in fact, it is talking about the spiritual path of the human being. So with the Magician, we are in the beginning. It is card number 1. So the Fool is card number 0, and this is talking about someone who is totally unaware. but they are unaware that they are unaware. They are just moving by faith, that's it. Here it's different. With the magician, we are with someone who is ready to engage themselves to a real path. We see here all the elements. This is everyone's personal abilities. This is the value of who you are as a human being, as opposed to the material. The material is still here because we are talking about the manifestation. We have the pentacles, we have the money, but there is a difference, right? When people are just moving by faith, by status symbol, by all those kind of things without any connection to their true identity, no connection to their higher self. Now there is something different. We are with the magician. This is taking the lead of your life. This is taking the lead. This is the start of awareness. So it's beautiful. And this, at the end of the day, this is what I said. We have here the card of the victory. People are looking at you. What happened here, it is that people has totally misjudged you. Totally misjudge you. I feel that they might be in a state of shock about themselves at the end of the day, right? How could I misjudge someone so deeply? How is it possible? And there are proofs. We know. There are proofs. Like, they cannot deny it. It's not deniable, right? So now they see that the person that they judge so harshly, thinking maybe that you were living in a fantasy world, being very judgmental towards yourself. Why? Because you might have made the choices of alignment, while they might have made the choices of comfort, of what looks good. So they didn't understand you, and they might have judged your choices in a very disrespectful ways. It's not that they said, I don't understand, but I respect. No, I think you are stupid. I think that you are mentally unstable. I think that you are this. I think that you are that. I think that you are that, just because you were operating from a very different place. But at the end of the day, they see you as being much more happy than they have ever been. Maybe even successful, peaceful, right? So this is why I'm saying that I kind of feel that all of this is coming here because you are an important element in that, even though you would have preferred not to, right? You might say, I don't care about none of those people. I just want them out of my energy. I don't want them. Yes, but if you carry the energy of the Earth Angel, then you know who you are working for, right? You know that as a collective, you are supposed to elevate the collective. So, this is an elevation. This is an elevation. And yes, so you are taken into a story that you shouldn't have been in, but without you, there is no elevation. There is no awareness. There is no magician, right? This is also understanding the consequences of your actions at the end of the day, because the magician, it is a manifester. How many people are talking about manifestation and manifestation? We hear about it all the time, but people are manifesting what? Status symbol? This is what they are manifesting. They will never get what they are manifesting. And even if they would get it, they wouldn't know what to do with it. But they are not, because this is not how you manifest. You manifest by an alignment of everything. Your passion, your heart space, your thoughts, and then comes the manifestation. They just want the manifestation without all the rest. Sorry. Did I move the camera? It can be. Okay. So, let's see. Let's get deeper into that. And I also love to see this big break, because maybe it means that it's, the shift is there. We say that the night is the darkest before the day comes up. So we might be at this place. And this is a little bit the energy that I feel, that I talked to you about before. Something, stagnant, something like that. This might be exactly what it is. This might be the darkness before the light. And at the end of the day, will it change something in your life? I think that yes, it absolutely will. Even though you are not turned towards them, it will absolutely change something. In the lightness, in the energy, in the support, in the energy that surrounds you, even though you have mastered, or you are mastering right now, how to have some kind of control over the energy around you, right? So this is why all of this, it might feel external to you, but there is still a need for you to put a lot of energy in order to protect your energy, if you understand what I mean, because there was all this darkness around you. So you had to put a lot of energy in order to maintain some kind of status quo inside of you with your energy. And now you won't have to do that anymore. You won't have to do that anymore. You will even have maybe energy that is taking you up, right? Tell me more here, please. What goes around comes around, right? This is return to sender. And they lost now the control. But this is a very, very important part. You need to be able to release in order to be able to rebuild. You cannot rebuild, you cannot be the magician if you are holding on to old beliefs. If you think that you are the strongest and you are continuing to operate the way that you were always operating. So now you cannot anymore. The energy is stuck. Whatever you were trying to do before that might have been working, it is not working anymore. It's not. And this creates a lack of strength, of control. See that the infinite sign here is in reverse. Their manifestation don't come to life anymore. It's done. It's blocked. Everything is blocked. But we know, I think, I already talked about it, but it was a long time ago. Nobody is making a change in their life if everything is good, right? This is not when you are making a change. If everything is good, you are just going with the good. You are making a change in your life when things are falling apart. So this is very important. Things are falling apart. This is their chance now to do things in different ways, learn new lessons, act from a different place. Lovers, make better choices. Make better choices. Because right now, they have no abundance. There is no abundance. They were operating of superficiality. This is what they were putting all their energy in, superficiality. Growth happened with care. It was not about care, it was about possession, right? Yeah, it's changing all the way that you are choosing. This is the main point. The lovers, in fact, it is talking not about love, it is talking about making the right choices. And the right choices, they are coming from an elevated place. It is not the choice of what looks good. It is the right choice, not just for yourself, for the collective. This is the right choice. Tell me more here, please. Interesting. The Emperor and the Eight of Pentacles. Again, this talks about being responsible. This is stability. This is rigidity sometimes, but it's a positive rigidity. You cannot play games with your higher conscience. You cannot. It's either you are in alignment with your higher conscience or you are not. There is no, I am honest here, but I'm dishonest here. It doesn't work this way. It's all or nothing. This is taking control of doing things the right way. Yeah, mastering what you are doing. It's all in or all out. But because most people, it's just how it looks from the outside. This is where their vision is. This is where their eyes are looking. Then all of this, it is a new language. It's a new discovery, in fact, right? I'm also attracted here, and I sense that people, as said, they were judging you very, very harshly because you were not making decisions from the same place as they did. So they judged everything that you did because they didn't understand that you are just coming from a very different perspective. But what do they see now? It is that you are manifesting your happy life. Well, they are not. They were just turning in circles. Because whatever they might have that can be bought, everything can be bought, right? The happiness is not there. They were not working on their inner self. It was all about appearances. It was being in the right place, being with the right people, having the right clothes, having a life that looks good from the outside. And so we don't even try to feel how it looks from how it feels from the inside because it's irrelevant. So putting all the energy there. But if inside it's not good, it's not good. If you are unhappy, then what? And they see, in fact, that at the end of the day, even though they might not have understood your choices and judge them very, very harshly, at the end of the day, you are manifesting the life that you want. Let's see. There is no winning at all costs. They cannot. This is manipulation. This is manipulation. This is also maintaining some kind of fantasy life, even. It's a fantasy life. It is. There is none. The Tower. The Tower is talking about the highest who is bringing the tower down because there was no foundation. The Tower is a way to be able to start clean. Clean. We are starting with the Magician. It is truly starting clean. It is starting with new rules, right? New rules. Tell me more here, please. I love to see this Five of Swords because it's not anymore about winning at all cost. It is not. Here we have an individual. Do we see other? Yeah, we see here that there are people on the floor. Because this person, they don't care to bring people on the floor. The most important part, it is for them to win. It's not about that anymore. Because at the end of the day, this person find themselves alone. And even if they are not alone, they are just with people just like them, that there is no inner fulfillment. There is no inner life, right? So I love to see this card in reverse. Queen of Pentacles and King of Pentacles. Listen, this is beautiful. This is creating from the right place. This is not power for power. This is not status for status. This is someone who has some kind of leadership role because they have the qualities. This is a person who will take care of their home, not because of how it looks from the outside, because they like to take care of things. This is someone who is taking care of themselves from the right place. A stupid example, this is someone who will eat right, not because they want to lose weight. They don't give a shit about that. They will eat right because they want to eat right, because they like to take care of things. This is not someone who is all about look at me. No, they like comfort, but they invest in comfort. They are patient. Right? So this is the ultimate energy, and we can talk about one person, right? The feminine energy and the masculine energy. This is the one who takes care, and this is the one who takes the right decisions. And the right decision, they don't come from how it looks from outside. It doesn't come from abusing power, status, all of those things. No, they have power because of who they are. They have maybe status, but it's because of who they are. They don't want the power and the status. They are a leader because this is who they are. It comes from the right place. Both of them, it comes from the right place. This is abundance that stays. Because it is treated with respect and with care. Right? Yeah. I love it because we have the status symbol here, and right under we have the energy of the Queen of Pentacles and the King of Pentacles. Yeah, it was all bad investment before. Before they didn't invest in what they were supposed to invest. It was all about results, results, results. Life, it is not about results. It is not about how it looks from the outside. It is about the path itself. Right? This is what it is about. Yeah, now they see. Now they see. Now they see that in fact before, whatever decision they were making, it was not coming from the right place. You know, many people took decisions because it looked good from the outside, when in fact, it was, if they would have truly thought about it, heard themselves, considered themselves, they would have never done that. Because it is not what made them truly happy. But it is what made them feel some kind of power, some kind of status, some kind of recognition, right? I remember when I was a photographer, right? I worked with one of the most popular magazines. I was not happy there. I was not happy there. They were not paying well. I couldn't be creative. I was not happy, right? I was still doing my job. I was trying to do it the best that I could, but I was not happy. Every time I was talking about people saying, I'm not happy with this job, they were saying, are you crazy? You know how important it is for your resume? Not one person has told me, if you are not happy there, so stop working there. Not one person. Everybody was saying the same. But you are working for such, it has such a good reputation. But who cares if they don't pay me? If the advantages that they give me, I don't care. Because I was working there, so I could go to all the PR and all the thing and all the there, and I was working with famous people, but I don't give a shit about none of those things. For me, people are people. For me, the PR events and all of those things, it's just a show. It's not my place there. I don't like it. But for people, just, what they always told me, it is, no, you're crazy. You know how lucky you are to work there? And so I was saying, no, I'm not. Just listen to what I'm saying. There is nothing for me there, right? But people were just operating from a very different place. They just saw wow, you are dealing with celebrities. Wow, you are invited everywhere. Wow, when you say to people where you work, so it's so impressive. Yes, but at the end of the day, if I'm not happy and I'm not paid well, you understand what I mean? So a lot of people has made decisions that were coming from this place. It's like, it will sound dramatic, right? But some people are just making children because other people are expecting from them to make children. When in fact they have nothing in their character that makes them truly want to be a parent. It's not in them. They have no patience. They have no special love for you understand? But because this is what is expected, this is what people are expecting, this is what they are doing. Right? Interesting. I don't understand why this came up. This I understand. Not competing. It's not a competition. It's not a competition. It's not about comparing yourself to others. It's not about winning over others. This is talking about competition. There is no competition. When you live with the energy of the magician, you are not competing with anyone because you value yourself, your individuality, who you are. It doesn't matter others. Others have other values. The Seven of Swords, I don't know why it came out. Because this is talking about getting away with things, lying, stealing, manipulating. I want to check why the Seven of Swords came out. Tell me more here, please, about the Seven of Swords. I think I understood. Okay, let me still take card. Seven of Swords. Yeah. You might have been judged by the fact, for example, that you took distance of people in your life, or you might have fought with people for things that were important to you. Most people in this kind of politically correct world, right? Where it's disconnected from your soul, your individuality, your life path, all those kind of things. They are not fighting because they are being sneaky, right? It's all a world of lies and manipulations. This is what it is, right? So you might have been very misunderstood about the fact that, for example, you might have tried to speak about a relationship or something that didn't go well, and then the reception that you received, it might have been lying, gaslighting, projection, all those kind of things, and at the end of the day, you have taken distance, and people might have judged you as difficult or stupid, because they are thinking. I already had someone telling me, you shouldn't take distance of me because you never know if you might not need me one day. And I said, just because you said that, I just know why I had to take distance of you. But this is how they are thinking, right? They are not operating from authenticity. They are operating from calculations. Right? This person, when they said that to me, I understood. It was even a confirmation to me that this person was fake, that this person would say whatever they needed to say for them to win whatever they wanted to win, that there was nothing authentic there, right? This is what it is. So they might have judged you or qualified you as so difficult. How difficult are you? Why don't you just shut your mouth and play the game? Because this is what they are doing. So they have judged you as stupid, as mentally unstable, as when in fact, no, you were just operating from an authentic place. Let's see. Temperance in reverse and the Two of Wands in reverse. The craziest part here, right? It is that the way that you were living your life, the way that you are living your life, right? So you might not have plans, like they might have. But there is a direction. When I was talking about the eyes view, the bird's view, right? There is a direction. I don't know. I know that for me, this is how I lived. I didn't know exactly what was going on my path, but when I felt that I needed to study photography, then I did it. When I felt that I needed to go and live to another country, I did it, because I knew that everything was an experience and it was leading me somewhere. And when I felt the need to, suddenly I had an interest for numerology, and like it was totally out of the blue, I studied it because I said, why not? I'm interested. And then I met, and I just trusted the process. The process was more important than the way that it looks on the outside. I didn't care. Said everything, I have a direction and everything is pointing somewhere, and I don't exactly know where, but it's not important because I'm following the direction, right? And so they might have had, like things that on paper looks good, right? The reason why they wanted me to stay in this magazine that was just, not bringing me anything, because on paper it was good, So at the end of the day, you have a direction, their plan, there is nothing in their plan, right? And they are totally out of balance because they didn't decide from a balanced place. It didn't come from a balanced place. It was just about doing what is expected for them to do without taking in consideration who they are truly, right? I know that every time that I wanted to make a change, when I decided to stop to be a photographer, I was very good at what I was doing. And people didn't understand. And I told them, listen, this was one step in my path, but it is not my final ending. I am a healer. I have started with learning psychology. This is what I am. I did photography and I did it great, but it's not because I am good at that I need to stay there. This is not my destiny. But for people, it was not understandable, right? Because for them, you are good at it, you stay there. That's all, that's it. Yeah, you put totally down the burdens. The Three of Cups here, tell me. Putting the burdens of social life, you put a total ending. You put a total ending to some kind of circles that didn't fit you. There is some kind of something that many people around you might have been very, very interested in, and for you it was different, right? And maybe you were interested in it, and then happened what happened, and then you just put it down. Here, those cards are telling me that you didn't fight in order to be accepted by them. You might have fought for them to see you for who you are, but not to be accepted. Not like adopt their codes in order to be accepted by them, right? Yeah, put a total ending. There was betrayal, it was not feeding your soul, you were not seen, you were not understood. They wanted you to become the sheep when you are a goat, so it doesn't work, right? Tell me more here, please. Yeah. For you, there was no balance in what is expected, right? It's all confusion, it's all lie, manipulation. For people who are all about soul in their life, authenticity, all of this is terrible. It's terrible. Because there is no soul. It is all about appearances. And this is where I'm saying, that all of this, you might not want to hear about it, and it's not your world anymore, right? You are at peace. You understood that, there has been too much betrayals, too much this, too much that. But there is still, I feel the feeling, of feeling very different from anyone. And feeling like maybe you might have felt like you were not okay. You were too sensitive, and you were too this, and you were too that. And even though, you might have accepted yourself and say, I'm okay with who I am now, but still, it's not cool. It's not cool to be always surrounded by people who just don't understand you. And so I feel that at the end of the day, now people might understand you. Does it truly change your life? No, because you had to already live without it, right? You had to accept to live without it in the worst way possible, right? But still, I think that it's still a good feeling, It's still a good feeling, I feel. Let's go towards closure. This was a deep reading at the end of the day, huh? Closure, please. Yeah. You took distance, and you are the one standing. Yeah, you had to take distance. Going through that, you had no other choice than to take distance. This is the wounded warrior, right? So, you have gone through a lot. A lot. A lot of betrayal, a lot of judgment, a lot of backstabbing, a lot, right? So you had to learn how to protect yourself. But it has also revealed, maybe to yourself, your strength, right? And I don't think that it's just to yourself, right? Because let me remind you that all those people, with all the decisions that you took, that they couldn't understand because they thought that it was because you had no control over yourself, because you are too sensitive, because you are problematic, all those kind of things. They didn't understand none of that. Now they do. Now they do, right? Yeah, you are a warrior. This is what you are. With all this situation, you also, if it was not clear for you yet, but I kind of feel that it might already have been very clear for you yet, it is that people might have thought that you needed them. You never needed anyone. You never needed anyone. Walking away was not what they thought that it was, right? You walked away because you said, I'm done with this bullshit. You didn't walk away because you felt rejected. You might have felt rejected, but this is not why you went away. You went away because you were tired of this bullshit. You were tired of needing to defend yourself all the time. This is why you left. It's not because you felt rejected and you felt miserable and you felt shameful and you... It's none of that. It is, I'm done with your bullshit. I'm done with your arrogance. I'm done with your judgments. I'm done with you thinking that you are better than me. You are not even trying to understand. I'm not judging you. I might not relate to the way you are living, but I'm not judging you. But you spend your time judging me, right? Yeah. Yeah, there was no equal give and take. You needed to protect yourself all the time. While you could totally see the truth. You were totally aware to the truth, right? You were aware to the truth. And you might have truly tried to work with them. But at the end of the day, it didn't give you anything. This also tells me that you are going to find your soul tribe, if you haven't found it already, and from a great place. Because you know today that you don't need anyone. So if you accept people in your life, it is coming from a place of not of need, right? Look, the Wheel of Fortune in the upright. Yeah, they are still stuck in their cycle, not having the direction right now. But they are searching for the truth. They see the truth. They see things from a different perspective now. They know that the way that they have considered money, value, especially value of people, today they understand that it was all upside down. You are a missed opportunity in their life. You are someone that they totally misjudged. They didn't see your value. Right? But we have the Hangman here. Right? Let's see. Yeah? They were in their own mental prison because they were looking at the world not from a place of fairness, not of a place of justice, not from a place of the collective. They were looking at the world from a place of fighting for their status. This was all it was, being in competition with everyone around them. The Knight of Pentacles in reverse, exactly. And this never made them happy. How can you... Look! Look, all those cards. It's all about partying, but there is nothing. Look, 10 of Pentacles in reverse. 10 of Cups in reverse. 2 of Cups in reverse. No friendship, no connection, nothing. Nothing comes from the right place. It's not. It's not. Because everything is about superficiality. It's all about a game of power. If you look good next to me, then I keep you next to me. If you don't look good next to me, I'm not keeping you next to me. It doesn't come from a real place. People are not authentic, so how can they even have true soul connections? It doesn't work. So, I think that I will leave it here. I hope that it was interesting, insightful, maybe even healing, right? I'll see you in the comments. I wish you a beautiful Saturday. Are we Saturday? Yeah, I think we are Saturday. Till very soon. Bye.